Good evening and welcome to Kini News. Yesterday, Umno gave the government a 14-day ultimatum to reopen Parliament. Today, Party Vice President Ismail Sabri Yaakob has clarified that it was a suggestion from the Political Bureau and not from the Umno Supreme Council. Umno's 14-day notice to urgently reconvene Parliament did not come from the Supreme Council and was only a suggestion. This was according to Umno Vice President Ismail Sabri Yaakob. In a press conference today, he said it was the opinion of the Political Bureau. However, there was no contradiction in that the party believes Parliament should be reopened.
Kita memang bersetuju supaya Parlimen dibuka. Tetapi secepat mungkin yang dititahkan oleh Yang Pertuan Agong tu berbagai-bagai interpretasi lah apa maksud cepat tu. Ya. Jadi UMNO berpandangan perlu cepat jadi 14 hari. Itu pandangan daripada Biro Politik UMNO. Biro Politik bukan majlis tertinggi. Dari segi dasar yang boleh memutuskan dasar adalah majlis tertinggi. Dari segi Biro Politik hanya mencadangkan.
Ismail said that while the Bureau is entitled to voice its views, it would only be considered a suggestion and the party's official stance can only be decided by the Supreme Council. When asked what the next move would be, Ismail said the Supreme Council had not discussed the matter yet. Yesterday, UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi had given the government a 14 days notice to urgently reconvene Parliament, which has been suspended under emergency laws. Zahid added that if the 14-day deadline is not met, a special meeting of the Supreme Council will be convened to decide their next move. He said the failure to reconvene Parliament would be viewed as an insolence towards the Yang di-Pertuan Agong's decree and disrespect for the Conference of Rulers. According to the National Recovery Plan announced by Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin, Parliament will reconvene during the third phase of Malaysia's recovery from the lockdown. This will be once the country has less than 2,000 daily COVID-19 cases, intensive care unit capacity at moderate levels, and 40% of the population totally vaccinated. PAS has denied rumours circulating on social media that Bachok MP Nik Muhammad Abdul Nik Abdul Aziz will leave the Perikatan Nasional Government along with 7 other MPs. PAS Vice President Idris Ahmad has denied rumours that Bachok MP Nik Abdul Aziz will leave the Perikatan Nasional Government. This came after a picture of Nik Abdul with an accompanying statement spread on social media. Idris said that it had been spread by malicious detractors since yesterday. In a Facebook post, he gave several reasons for the spread of the slander. He said the purpose is to split PAS and PN, to raise people's concern that the PN government will fall, to distract from the internal issues of PN's enemies, and to carry out their modus operandi of targeting and slandering every PAS leader. He said that these enemies let these lies circulate as they are confident that some will continue to believe them, and they want the leadership to be distracted answering questions and not have the time to talk about the party. He added that they also wanted to create unrest among the members and to drown out the success of the COVID-19 vaccination program. Meanwhile, Nik Abdul has also responded to the allegations. In a post on Facebook, he said they should not play with slander. He added that slander corrupts the heart and it turns it away from accepting and loving the truth. The reason we can keep bringing you news and views that matter every day is because we are an independent news channel, but being independent, unfortunately, doesn't come cheap. We are in need of your help, so if you like the content that we produce, please do consider a donation with the link that you can find in the description below. Over 60 of you have had our back in the month of May, and to show our heartfelt thanks, we would like to put your names in a ticker at the bottom of the screen. So if you want your name in that ticker as well, check out the link in the description below on how to donate. Now back to another story on PAS. The Islamic Development Department, or JAKIM, has responded to claims that a fatwa on PAS President Abdul Hadi Awang's controversial mandate had been deleted from its website.
The Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, or JAKIM, will look into allegations that a fatwa on PAS President Abdul Hadi Awang's controversial mandate had been deleted from its website. Corporate Communications Unit Chief Zakaria Othman said he would have to check when contacted by Malaysia Kini yesterday. The issue came up after a social media user questioned if JAKIM had deleted its fatwa on Hadi's mandate, which was declared as illegal in 2002. Malaysia Kini is unable to independently verify the information shared by the netizen. However, a search on the website which compiles fatwa nationwide according to their category and status found no record of it. Amanat Haji Hadi, also known as Hadi's mandate or decree, had received criticism as it was seen as dividing the Muslims. Previously, Police Mufti Muhammad Asri Zainul Abidin was reported to have said that the National Fatwa Council had labelled it as heresy. Hadi never retracted the mandate and had challenged the National Fatwa Council in 2013.
Health Ministry Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the rising number of cases in COVID-19 clusters have been contained since last week. However, the same cannot be said about sporadic cases. Health Ministry Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah has expressed concern over the rise of sporadic COVID-19 cases, especially in the Klang Valley. In a statement, he said 398,846 sporadic cases have been recorded in Malaysia from the 1st of January to the 19th of June. This was out of the 578,105 total cases recorded in the same time period. Sporadic cases refer to cases detected in the community that cannot be linked to any existing cluster. They are detected through screening at workplaces, community screening, or screening of people with symptoms. According to Noor Hisham, states and territories with the highest level of sporadic cases are Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, and Sarawak. Selangor had 38% of the cases, while Kuala Lumpur had 11.2%. He said while the third movement control order implemented on the 12th of May and the total lockdown that began on the 1st of June had helped contain the rising number of cases in COVID-19 clusters since last week, the same cannot be said about sporadic cases. In the statement, Noor Hisham added that what was more worrying is that most sporadic cases don't have symptoms, but people could still infect anyone around them. He said it is difficult to know who has COVID-19 among us, and it is important for all parties to be aware of this and protect themselves and their families from COVID-19's dangers. He urged people to be consistent in taking precautions against the disease and following the government's standard operating procedures. He said they should remain home unless there are pressing matters to attend to.
Shellfish, red meat, and beer. If you love indulging in these foods, you may end up with high uric acid level in your blood. These foods consist high level of purine, a substance that will eventually break down into uric acid and be excreted through our urine. It is recommended that the amount of dietary purines should be kept between 600 to 1000 milligrams per day. Having too much uric acid in your blood can cause attacks of gout. It can also cause kidney stones and blockage in the kidney. The crystallization of the excessive uric acid in your blood can be eased by reducing purine-rich food to only 100 to 150 milligrams daily, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and consuming urinary alkalinizer like Ural. It consists of sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, and sodium citrate that increases the urinary pH and solubility of uric acid to prevent crystallization. Best of all, it's lemon-flavored and sugar-free. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer. Neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim has called on the government to ramp up COVID-19 testing due to the slow pace of the vaccination program and to curb the rise of sporadic cases in the country.
PKR President Anwar Ibrahim has reiterated his call for testing to increase and questioned why the rate of COVID-19 tests continues to decline. In a statement today, he said that some political leaders are incorrectly using the declining cases to suggest that the movement control order is working. According to Anwar, testing has decreased by 52% since 29 May, and daily cases have also decreased by 48% during the same time period. He pointed out that the Ministry of Health had reported that 58,384 COVID-19 tests were conducted yesterday, and there were 4,611 positive cases. This gives a positivity rate of 7.9%, which is one of the highest daily nationwide case positive rates observed since January. By way of comparison, in April 2021, Malaysia on average reported 2,107 new cases per day and conducted 58,277 tests daily. He said, this meant that there are now more than double the cases, but roughly the same amount of testings being conducted as in April. Based on the recommendation by the World Health Organization, the country should be doing at least 138,000 tests and as many as 300,000 tests per day, he said. He also questioned why the testing capacity has not reached the projected target of 200,000 tests a day, which was the target set by Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah in February. He said, "It was puzzling testing capacity has not reached the projected target and why a government with emergency powers has to plead with the private sector to assist in this effort." He added that as the vaccination program was moving at a snail's pace, testing should be increased in order to protect the health and safety of the people in the country.
Another opposition leader who has voiced out against the government's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic is none other than DAP veteran Lim Kit Siang. He pointed out that Malaysia will soon overtake China in its cumulative total of COVID-19 deaths. Malaysia broke the 700,000 mark in cumulative total COVID-19 cases yesterday, and according to DAP veteran Lim Kit Siang, the country is on the path to break another, quote, dubious record. Lim said that Malaysia could overtake China in the cumulative total of COVID-19 deaths before the week is over. He said China's total number of fatalities is at 4,636, which is a difference of only 159 deaths from Malaysia's current total of 4,477. Despite this, he said there are people who are claiming that we are winning the war against the COVID-19 pandemic. He added that there was no argument whatsoever that we are fighting a losing battle against COVID-19 and paying heavily, not only in terms of human lives, but also in the devastation to the Malaysian economy and society. Lim also questioned why Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin and his ministers were out of sync with reality and refuses to accept that the emergency is not a solution to the pandemic. He stressed that Parliament and the state assemblies need to meet as soon as possible to unite the people in the war against the COVID-19 pandemic and restore public trust and confidence. He said all eyes will be on the cabinet meeting tomorrow to see whether they will lay out the basis for an earnest campaign to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. That's a wrap for Kini News today. For more stories, go to kinitv.com. Don't forget that you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook to get the latest headlines as well. If you would like to support the independent media, do consider a subscription to MalaysiaKini.com. When you're heading out, please remember that mask, and if you can, please try to stay home. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe, Malaysia.